Krishna. Third canto, 4 chapter, 17th shloka, Sunday class. Mantreshu mam va upahuya yatva akuntita khanda sadatma bodha priche pravo mugdha iva pramata tanno mano mohayativa deva. Well, my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus, you were sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered, and this act of yours bewilders me. Very nice meditation. This is the heart of a pure devotee. Harer Gunakshipta Matihi. His heart is enchanted by the wonderful qualities of Krishna. All of us have a tendency to be enchanted by something mystical. Generally, we put that on some devata, and many a time people therefore think the devatas are Sarvashaktiman. But actually, it is not true. So, devotee only thinks about Krishna and his wonderful qualities. And nobody can compare at any level to these qualities. Krishna has 64 qualities in full. And even the greatest of Devata, Brahma, can have only 50 in full. Therefore, a devotee does not distract his mind away and is focused on Krishna. And he is all the time hearing about the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Machita matagata prana bodhayastas parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So Uddhava was relishing how the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. And he is meditating on some bewildering aspects of Krishna's pastime. And what is the meditation? His meditation is that Krishna used to call him for consultation. There was a time when Uddhava was called by Krishna, and there was an opportunity. One side there was a message from the kings. Please come and rescue us. Just like we have Narakasura, Bhaumasura, who kidnapped 16,100 girls. Jarasandha, so this Narakasura collected girls, princes, 16,100. And Jarasandha collected 21,000 princes. Huh? Huh? No problem. You are hearing me now. English. So the 21,000, Jarasandha collected 21,000 princes. Okay. So both sides. Now, I was always wondering how could Narakasura collect 16,100 princes? But we can understand when Jarasandha collected 21,000 boys. One was collecting boys, one was collecting girls. No, kings and their princes. Yeah, and Narakasura was collecting the girls. Huh? Same time. No, we are able to understand. The Jarasandha collected 21,000 and he wanted to slaughter them. He wanted to offer them as bali. That was his, pastime. And they sent a message to Krishna. Now please save us. Just like the girls, all of them at the palace of Narakasura were praying to Krishna to come. And Krishna went with Satyabhama. And he flew on his Garuda. And Krishna smashed him, killed him. And he liberated all the girls. And married all of them. And brought them to Dwaraka. Now this is another pastime. So Krishna was thinking what to do. Therefore he asked Uddhava to give an advice. So there were two things to be done. One side was Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, please come for Rajasuya Yagna. He was organizing a huge festival. And he wanted to worship Krishna. At the same time, there was a message from the small kings who were 21,000 kings kidnapped by Jarasandha. Please save us. So apparently Krishna became confused which to do first. So Krishna called Uddhava. And Uddhava was a very wise person. He is the disciple of Brahaspati. So he asked the question, Uddhava, what should I do? And Uddhava gave an answer. He said, better you go and save the kings. Because there you will go and kill Jarasandha. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj can do Rajasuya. Because Rajasuya Yagna can only be done when all the kings are ready to be under you. So anyway, fight with Jarasandha has to happen. So better you kill Jarasandha first and then go to Rajasuya Yagna. And Krishna goes, he carries whom? Bhima and Arjuna with him. And Jarasandha, they go and say, give us charity. And Jarasandha was very charitable. He said, what do you want? He said, we want to fight with you. So Jarasandha noticed actually that they are Kshatriyas by the kind of body they have. So he said, reveal your identity. So Krishna said, here is Bhima, here is Arjuna, and that's me, Krishna. So Jarasandha says, I'll not fight with you, Krishna. Because you are a coward. You ran away. You know that Krishna ran away when Jarasandha attacked last time, 17th time. So Uddhava is meditating how Krishna is so kind. He makes a devotee feel so important. Even though Krishna knows everything. But still he was calling Uddhava for guidance. He is taking it as a mercy. The same way once devotees asked Srila Prabhupada that Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a great acharya. Why didn't he finish Krishna consciousness spreading all around the world? So Prabhupada said, yes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means all powerful. He could have done it all alone. But out of his mercy, he has left some work for us. So we should not feel, just like Lord Chaitanya said, please help me. Please help me to spread the movement. And does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu need our help? He does not need. He can immediately expand into millions of forms and start preaching in every town and village. He doesn't need our help. But actually, the very pastime of the Lord is He distributes mercy through His devotees. Lord Chaitanya was not as merciful as Nityananda. The more mercy He showed through Nityananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati, Pratap Rudra, all big people. He even wanted to kill Jagai and Madai. So it was Nityananda who showed more mercy. So it is through the devotees the Lord becomes more merciful. Therefore, Acharya is called mercy incarnation of the Lord. Sometimes Krishna may reject, but the Acharya does not reject. When Kala Krishna came with Lord Chaitanya to South India tour, he got distracted into sense gratification. He ran away with the gypsy woman. So Lord Chaitanya saved him personally. Some gypsy people who have no place to live, they somehow attracted by their beautiful woman, Kal Krishnadasa. He left service for Lord Chaitanya. I ran away. Correct? Into sense gratification. And Lord Chaitanya personally went to bring him back. And Kala Krishnadasa was in Lord Chaitanya's service after that. But Lord Chaitanya, when he came back to Jagannath Puri after South Indian tour, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected him. He said, please go away. And his heart was broken. And he was crying. But then Nityananda Prabhu took mercy on him and gave him some engagement. So Prabhupada writes there, the devotees are more merciful than Krishna. So this is also bewildering. Krishna should be most merciful. But through devotees, Krishna shows his highest mercy. Always Krishna is most merciful. But through devotee, he shows more mercy. Similarly, Vedavyasa, he is the most knowledgeable person. He is the incarnation of God. He is Narayana himself. But he has Narada to guide him. So Narada becomes more intelligent. This is also bewildering. So Krishna's activities are always to glorify his devotees. Like in the Mahabharata war, Krishna took Arjuna's help to kill so many soldiers. Why does he need Arjuna? But through Arjuna, Krishna showed so much power. And Krishna is very happy when his devotee becomes a hero. Somebody was telling me, Father, he is an IPS officer. He is a police officer. Somebody. So I asked him, if your son becomes greater than you, how will you feel? He said, I will be very proud. So in Guru Parampara, if a disciple does more than the Guru, it gives pleasure to Guru. Similarly, Krishna wants to see his devotee more glorious than him. So Krishna is all knowledgeable, but is asking Uddhava, please guide me. He is showing to the world that Uddhava is more intelligent than him. We have more instances like this. When after the Mahabharata war got over, Yudhishthira was very bewildered. He was very confused. Just like before the war, Arjuna was confused. After the war, Yudhishthira Maharaj was confused. And he asked that I should go to hell. I will not rule. Rather, he said, I will go to hell for millions of years. He was regretting the whole war. He was feeling just to make him a king, so many people have been killed. He never felt there is anything special about him. And then what happened? Krishna tried to guide him. And he was not convinced. Krishna is guiding and he is not convinced. Krishna convinced Arjuna, but he could not convince Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then Krishna took him to Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa took long class for Yudhishthira Maharaj. Not convinced. He was not convinced. Then Krishna took him to Bhishma. And Bhishma is lying on deathbed. Bed of arrows. With so much physical pain. And Yudhishthira Maharaj convinced him. Bhishma convinced Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Krishna was again here trying to glorify his devotee. Look, here is my devotee. So it gives great pleasure to the Lord when his devotee is glorified. That is the pleasure of the Lord. And that is the sweet pastimes. The devotee always wants the Lord to be glorified. And the Lord always wants devotee to be glorified. And there is so much transcendental sweetness in this pastime. Devotee cannot take service from Krishna. There is a Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. They were once in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami wanted to make a big feast for Krishna. And give some prasadam to his brother Sanatana. Basically, they were eating only dry chapatis from Madhukari. He wanted to his brother have some feast. So what did he do? He was just desiring that let there be a big feast. So suddenly one girl came and gave a lot of ingredients. She said that, my house, there was a festival and we have to donate this to a sadhu. So Rupa Goswami happily collected all the items. He thought it's a great coincidence. I was thinking of, a feast and all the items are there. Ghee, all items are there. And he was a good cook. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also was a great cook. Whole Chaitanya Charitamrita explains all the feast. That's the only scripture where there is a description of feast. Chapters after chapters, description of feast. No other Shastra has that. There was this chutney, there was this sweet, there was this. We have to read 100 shlokas sometime, the description of a feast. But how can he describe unless he is a good cook? We won't even know what it is made of. We just eat. Correct. But he knew what it was made of. It was made of that, it was made of that, it was made of that. He knew how to cook. Even Srila Prabhupada was a very good cook. Prabhupada said only lazy people don't cook. So anyway, so this is, so Rupa Goswami was a great cook. He made a big feast for Krishna. So he called Sanatana Goswami. Well, Sanatana Goswami came and he had a big feast. Then after that he asked Rupa Goswami, we are living in jungle. Vrindavana. That time it was jungle, not like today. Even when Srila Prabhupada took the temple, is Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, that was a jungle. Nobody wanted land in that area. And today you cannot buy 1 cent there. Anyway, so then Sanatana Goswami asked, how is it possible in a forest you got all the ingredients? So he said, my dear brother, I was thinking of having a big feast for you. And suddenly a girl came. So he asked, please describe the girl. So he said, no, the girl was like this, she was like this, he was like this. As Sanatana Goswami was the elder brother, he had a privilege to scold him. He said, Rupa Goswami, what have you done? We have murdered us. We have taken service from Radharani. You shameless fellow. What have you done? So Prabhupada says devotees feel ashamed of taking service from Krishna.